So we have the Schröder SR-6400L in hand here. What we're going to do is we're going to fuel it up and we're going to get it started today. So number one thing that you need to know is the unit is a two-stroke unit, so you can't use straight gasoline inside of this unit. If you use straight gasoline, there is no oil in this unit. The only place to put oil is mixing it into the gas. It's very, very simple to do, but just know there's warnings on there as well. You're always going to use two-stroke fuel mix. You're not going to use straight gasoline. Straight gasoline will cause this unit to seize. So very simple to do. You take your gas jug, go down to the gas station, just put in 1 US gallon, and then make sure that you use 2-cycle small engine oil. It'll say right on the box or the bottle. For 1 gallon, 1 US gallon, you're going to use 2.6 ounces. So let's pretend we filled the bottle to 1 gallon. What we're going to do is take the top off, pour in 2.6 ounces, put the lid back on, and give it a good shake. So then you're going to have, your fuel is going to look somewhat blue. When you're ready to go, all you're going to do is just simply take off the cap. We're going to push that over the side. And then we're going to basically just fill the fuel inside there. You can come fairly high up on the unit, basically bring the fuel, to basically 7/8. You don't want to go right up the top, but bring it about to right here. Put the cap on. And now your unit is fueled up and ready to go. So what we're going to do is just show you how to fire up the unit. I'll show you in the office here, and then we'll take the unit outside and we'll actually fire the unit. So what we're going to do, number one thing, I'm just going to move these props up in front of us. What you're going to do is just walk over to the throttle and just make sure to keep the button pushed down. That's the start position. So basically, to turn the unit off, you push it all the way up to stop. But now, when we're going to fire it up, you're going to send it in the start position. Nothing, you don't have to change the, so this is the throttle. The way to move the throttle is you always want to have the trigger in, and then you move the throttle. It'll be locked in place. When you're starting the unit, you can just have it down on turtle. So you don't have to be, very high up at all. So number one thing, let's just put the unit on to start. We've fueled up the unit, and then we have to prime the unit. So underneath the unit, if we can get the camera in here, there's a primer bulb right underneath the carburetor. So it's right there. I'll just use a pointer here. It's right there. You're going to press that about 5 to 6 times, and then you'll see fuel coming up into that little primer bulb. So then you're all primed up and ready to go. And then all we have to do is we're going to look at right here. We have we're going to change the choke right here. Basically what you want to do is you basically want to keep it all the way up for 2 pulls only. So basically you can move up and down. Push it all the way up, very, very high up. It is not going to start on the first 2 pulls. I'm going to show you what to do. So you're going to go in, you're going to pull it twice. Nothing's going to happen. Then you're going to bring it down to where that little arrow is. Basically, you want to be level. So basically just above that arrow, this thing wants to be basically level to the ground. That's where the unit starts. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give it just a few pulls. Unit fires up. Now it's idling. It's not ready to go. When it's ready to go, it's just warming up for a few seconds. Then you push the choke all the way down. When the choke is all the way down, now you're ready to go. And then basically, you're going to grab the throttle and you can hear it right away. It'll go boom, 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 and start doing its thing. And then one thing is if for some reason you go to hit the throttle and the unit bogs down, you're going to need to get a small adjustment. It's just like a chainsaw. Generally that's only if you're at high altitude. So if you're at 2,000 feet, then you have to do a small adjustment on it. I'm just going to show you quickly how to do this. So basically what we use is the A circle. It's just a little dot. And right on the unit itself here, you'll see a little circle on the carburetor. It's a black circle. That's what this thing receives. There's a little dot inside this screwdriver. It clips onto there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn that. This one's set at 9 o'clock, but they're all set differently depending on where the carb is set at. But that then goes, you'll turn it counterclockwise 1 degree. Imagine it's 365 degrees around the whole piece. 1 degree is the tiniest amount of adjustment. That'll get rid of any bogging if that's the scenario. Then you go and hit the throttle, you'll hear that there's no bogging, and you're good to go. But that's fairly not very common that you're going to have that. That's generally just at altitude, and depending on temperature as well. Temperature can change the unit. Basically, you're just priming the motor to make it perfect. The units generally all come primed, ready to go. But if you're at altitude or different extreme temperatures, there can be a bit of adjustment, just like a chainsaw, to make an adjustment. We're going to take the unit outside. We're going to fire it up, just so how easily you can see how this unit fires up right out of the box, and go from there. So we're ready to fuel up the SR-6400L using 2-stroke mixed fuel. And what we're going to do, always make sure you got gloves on. Just going to take the cap off there. Put that on nice and tight. Give it a little shake around. What you want to do is just pop the cap off. And then just fill it up. You can fill up the tank all the way up. I'm just only have about a half a tank left in there. Number one thing, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double check to make sure that I'm in the start position. I'm pushing the switch down to start. And then what we're going to do is we're going to prime the unit underneath the carburetor. So the carburetor's right behind the 2 fuel lines at the top. There's a primer valve. So you want to pump that about 5 to 6 times, and now fuel will start moving inside there. And we're going to put that choke lever all the way up. We're going to give it 2 pulls just to prime the unit. It's not going to start. After that, we're going to push it down so that the choke is even to the ground. And that's where we're going to pull it. That's where it's actually going to start. It'll just idle. And then after it's done idling, you're going to push it all the way down. That's when the unit's ready to go. So always know that once you're all ready to go, make sure that that choke is all the way down when you're running it. If you got it all the way up, that's not going to work. So number one, we're pushing it all the way up to just to prime the unit. So what I usually do is I just put my knee on top of the unit, and I'll give it 1, 2 pulls, and then we're going to go down to half choke, and now we're going to be ready to prime it. Just heard that there. And that's where it's ready to go. Let it run a little bit. And you can just hit it. So you hit the stop button, that's how you stop it. If the unit now is hot, so this unit is hot, you don't have to go all the way up to the prime position. You might just have to go to the halfway choke or all the way down. In this scenario, let's just give it a quick try. We'll just do it while it's all the way down because the unit's already warmed up. Just make sure that you're in the start position. So yeah, just always make sure, even when you turn the unit off, it's always a good thing, just click it back to start. We do have customers call and say that the unit's not starting, and then they realize that they forgot to put the start button in the down position. So make sure that the start position is the down position. This is how easy the unit can start. So basically I always just put my knee on the unit. It's a great feeling unit. It fires very quickly, but when you first start it, make sure to follow that procedure when it's cold. When the unit's hot, you don't need to prime the unit or anything like that. You're good to go. So enjoy using the SR-6400L. You've seen thousands of 4 or 5 star reviews with this unit. It's an amazing unit. I love getting phone calls 4 or 5 years down the road saying, man, I absolutely love this unit. It's the best leaf blower that I own. If you have any questions, always reach out to us at Schröder. Have a great afternoon.